Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Welcome back to the OS Rick Project, the only podcast that promises not to get rid of all your previous content. It's an Overwatch joke, guys. How are y'all? Welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a good time. I want to say thank you for hanging out. Appreciate that you are here listening, whether you're on your way to work, you're working out, going out for a jog or something. Man, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, guys, I like doing the podcast, and I mean, but just knowing that you guys are out there listening, I see the little numbers going up. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Um, let's talk about this week. Currently, it's episode 24 being recorded on a Monday, 3rd of October. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Lots of stuff to go over. I don't know if you guys been paying attention, but I kind of just want to go right into it. Google Stadia going to be shutting down in January of 2023. Thoughts, guys? Did anybody play it, use it, talk about it, was interested in it? I remember when it first got announced, and I was thinking to myself, why is this out there? I've always been of the mindset of more options, the better, for sure, right? But it almost feels like who is the target for Google Stadia? Like, what's your demographic? Who do you want to play? I remember, I can recall when Google was coming out with was rolling out this platform. This is like a way for people to play games without having to have the having to buy into gaming, i.e., having to get the latest consoles or having to get a nice, a beefy PC to play your games that way. Whether as long as you have access to a Chrome browser, Google browser, you'll be able to stream their games. And it sounds interesting, but if the way I see it is if you're not into gaming, if you don't have a gaming PC or a console, are you going to be wanting to play streaming your games via the Stadia? And then if you are not into games, why would that interest, like, who, like, I just didn't understand, and I just felt like it was just too easy for things. And mind you, guys, I never tried it out at all. I was never interested in it. I just didn't understand the reason why I was here. But it's like, first you gotta have an internet connection all the time to have it. It has to be steady. It's gonna be eating up your bandwidth. I just feel like it's just so easy for that to get interrupted and just ruin your experience with the game, whether it's a open world action game. And I know they had several fighting games on. I think they had Samurai Showdown. I think they also had. I want to say they had one of the Mortal Kombat games on there also. Streaming a fighting game, there's latency there. When you're trying to get frame perfect inputs and moves, that's gonna. I mean, it's gonna vary. It's gonna vary so much, man. And I didn't understand it. And I don't want to be the guy who says, like, oh, kick them while they're down, or be like, I told you so. But it's just, I just never understood it. It never caught traction. It was just there. I never understood it. Like, who would you want to play this? Because I can tell you right now, everybody that I know that plays games, none of them in the last 2 maybe 3 years that it's been out never said, "Oh, yeah, 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 I play on Google Stadia." Like, what? And, oh, and I want to say, I could be wrong here, guys, but let me know if I am wrong. Isn't Amazon trying to do something similar to that with their Luna project? I think it's called Luna, but I think that one's more similar to an Xbox Game Pass. No, is it? It can be because they don't sell any. I have no idea, guys, but I think it's somewhere along the lines. So I think and I don't know if Amazon's still working on that project or not. But the Google Stadia thing, even when I first just saw it, I was just like, man, I don't know, and I don't. Even with Nintendo, when they do their, you get some of their games via cloud. Not a fan. Not a fan. Is there other platforms that do similar services like that? I'm pretty sure there is. But again, if you're gonna play a game, play it directly from your PC or from your console. I just don't understand the whole streaming aspect. I don't know who that appeals to. Like anyone who's worth their salt that loves to play games, why? So, I know I heard a lot of. I've seen some things where I think Ubisoft says, all your saves will be carried over, all your progress will be saved over, and you could just take it over to you when you play on PC or console, and it's just unfortunate. But I think the writing was on the wall. I mean, it started off bad. It never gained any traction. I think they finally realized that it's just time to shut it down, and rightfully so because forget about it. Um, I'm gonna keep bouncing around, guys. Just random stuff, random notes I took out throughout the whole week. So I've been painting miniatures lately, and a lot of times I'll just have YouTube just playing in the background. So I'm always just looking for what's the next music or video or something, and either play music that just runs nonstop or play like Elden Ring lore videos because they can get very lengthy. You could just have it playing, 1 hour video in the background while you're painting and stuff. But I find myself, I was going down the rabbit hole on YouTube and seeing the YouTube shorts, their equivalent to TikTok. And mind you, guys, I don't do TikTok at all. I think that's terrible what it does, what it's capable of doing, and getting access to your information. Stay off of TikTok, guys. If you take any advice from me, just get off of TikTok, please. You do yourself a favor, okay? But I see them. They have their little shorts, and I saw a thumbnail, because I also been watching, like gym workout compilations and stuff, and I just saw some like them doing CrossFit. So I see a little bit, and it just boom. Here's a video, and it's done. Here's another video, and here's another video, and I caught myself. I had to stop. I had to pull myself away. I was like, I can see how this is addicting. They just constantly, this Mona, my cat, by the way, guys, in the background, being real nonchalant. But I can see how it can be addicting, and you could just end up spending way too much time glued to that screen because these videos just come and come and come and go and go and go, and they're just. I was like, wow. I mean, I don't have any of any. I try to stay away from shorts like that, the reels, the TikToks, the shorts, because I know that if I go, it's easy to get sucked in for sure, 100%. So yeah, I was able to see firsthand how it is, and so now every time I see it, I just kind of avoid it. I mean, I'll look at the thumbnail and like, okay, nope, stay away because I just constant feed of junk is like I have enough stuff to do. I don't want to get bogged down wasting time just watching videos. Like I'd rather either play a video game or do a podcast. And I know, playing a video game, yeah, real productive. But that's something I can actually do and enjoy instead of just being a vegetable. I can at least interact with a video game, right, and socialize. But yeah, guys, when it comes to that stuff, just be very careful because I could see the trap, how easy it is to just keep following and being sucked into that. I've talked about this briefly last week or maybe the week before. PC gaming, guys, if you are trying to get into it, I am a firm believer that now is a good time. If not now, pretty soon, because with the NVIDIA coming out with their 40 series, AMD releasing their new CPUs, Intel releasing new GPUs, and I'm not saying that getting the latest and greatest is the way to go. I'm saying get the stuff from previous, the 4 or 5,000 series from Ryzen for your CPU, your 30 series graphic cards from Nvidia, even like the new Intel GPUs. They look like they could be promising. Although from what I've heard, you gotta have certain frequent like certain newer CPUs for the Intel GPU. So I wouldn't expect, if you have an old system, if you just want to upgrade your GPU and grab one of the Intel ones, I would do some research first. But this is a time where it's the probably be best to get into that. Um, when it comes to the consoles, PlayStations are still not, at least from my experience, they're not on the shelf now. I'm hearing that they are available. Um, I've told some friends of mine before that if you do want to get a PlayStation, the best bet is to have the bots alert you when they're available, and then go online and be one of the first ones to get on there before they get all snatched up. So they are, you can get them, but you still have to work for the PlayStations and the Xbox. I'm pretty sure those are more available than the PlayStations. I'm not too sure, but of course, again, with the console, you're limited to the hardware that's already in that. That's locked away in the case. I would prefer, if you had an option, if you were to ask me, I'd say go to PC. That's the way to go. You have so many options, so many things you want to do. And you can customize it the way you want it. Get exactly what you want. You will get more pricier, but the way I see it is it's an investment, something that'll last you way longer than a console. I mean, the advantages of a console is that you will get access to some of the exclusives for sure. That's mostly on the PlayStation side, and it's relatively easy. Everything's there, and I can understand the convenience of it, right? I mean, you just want something, you get out the box, plug it up, connect it to the internet, you're ready to roll. Maybe some updates here and there, some patches, update some, whatever, just update some stuff, easy to go, done. With the PC, it does get a little bit more complicated. You have to be able to be more patient with the nuances and be able to learn on your own how to, get up and running. But I'm telling you guys, it's well worth it to just go on the PC side. But yeah, definitely with the AMD Ryzen, the 7K series, I'm hearing stuff around the CPU. Of course, it's really, really brand new tech. So every time it's brand new, they got to work out the bugs and kinks. And I've always been the kind of person where the first model of anything, you always kind of just sit back and wait and let them work out the bugs before, you devote before you really invest into it. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is don't worry about the latest and greatest right now. That's gonna be great if you want your top of the line. You want the best of the best hardcore. You want all your ray tracing and your pixel perfect, you know 4K gaming, and if you want the bells and whistles, you could go that way. Okay. Of course, it's going to cost you because it's all premium. It's all top end. But if you just want to go into 1440 or 1080p, and just have some solid gameplay at those, in those areas, in those formats, there's definitely options. There's definitely options, guys, and depending on what you want to play, right? I mean, I've always been a fan of, as long as it runs well at 60 frames per second, 120 frames per second, I'm fine. That's all I need to do. Just be nice and steady, and all that extra stuff is cool. But if it bogs down my experience from being functional, I don't care. I don't care. I don't need that. The bells and whistles is just distractions, if you ask me. But definitely, guys, this is the time to start looking into it. That if you want to get into gaming, now that the NFT business is kind of crashed, crypto is kind of cooling off. Ethereum has gone to a stake of proof, or proof of stake system, where the miners aren't. It's not about the miners getting GPUs anymore. It's a different format. It's complicated. It's fucking crypto, guys. Don't worry about it. But you are seeing a lot more GPUs available. But and also, And when it comes to getting GPUs, guys, I've just always been in the mindset don't get anything used. You just don't. I mean, that stuff is just could be so delicate sometimes. You don't know where it's been. I'd rather just get it brand spanking new when you know you still have a warranty. You know, with the manufacturer's warranty. That's something I would just be on. I would caution guys. Just stay away from used GPUs. You don't know where they came from, and you don't know how they've been abused or used or whatever. But yeah, guys, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Whether it's console gaming, PC gaming, I think we're getting in an area where it's going to be in a good spot. Things are going to start freeing up, and let the new stuff come out. That's fine, but don't worry about it. Go with stuff that you know that's been tested and true, and I would say bank on that, guys. Especially if you just want to do 1440 or 1080p gaming. I saw, and this is pretty interesting, guys. I like seeing charts, graphs, rankings on you know, especially when it comes to games, right? Whether it's NPD and now Steam is releasing numbers on their Steam Deck, the most played games in September, which I think is awesome because even though I do not own a Steam Deck, I think the idea is pretty cool. Uh, Honestly, being able to play some of your games from PC onto a handheld, I think that's pretty cool. Uh, I not necessarily in the market to get one. My wife has one, so if I really want to try it out, I could play with it. But besides that though, I just want to rattle off some of the games that were most played, and this is according to Steam Deck, right? So some of the most played games in September, you had Vampire Survivor. Really good game, guys. It's easy. It's it's dirt cheap. It's easy. You can play it with just the left thumbstick, and it's simple. But once you get into it and learn the nuances and how the items work, it's a really fun game, guys. Check it out. Vampire Survivors, Elden Ring, Stardew Valley, Hades, No Man's Sky, Skyrim, Marvel Spider-Man, Cult of the Lamb, and Disney Dreamlight Valley. So now these games just very popular on the Steam Deck for the month of September, and that sounds great. I know. I remember talking to my friend Ruben, and he had a. I think he had a pretty good experience with Elden Ring on his Steam Deck. He said he plays it at 30 frames per second, and it runs pretty good. And that's actually, I mean, why not? How many times did you just want to play a game from your PC and just take it with you when you are hanging out on the couch with the wifey or are about to go to bed? I mean, I'm guilty of that, guys. That's what I love about my Switch is when I'm ready to go lay down, I'll grab one of my games and I'll just take it and play 15 30 minutes before I go to bed. So I like that Steam Deck is releasing these games, and I'm actually surprised that Vampire Survivor is up there where it is. It's check it out, guys. Check it out. This weekend, the 8th through the I think it's the 7th through the 10th. This weekend we'll be having Capcom will be having their Street Fighter 6 beta weekend. Yeah, the 7th through the 10th. What do you guys thoughts on that? Are you excited? I've been asked several times by my online buddies on over on Discord and Twitch, asking me, "Hey, Rick, are you gonna get the beta? You can sign up." And I'm gonna tell you guys, as much of a fan that I am for Street Fighter, I chose not to sign up for the beta. Um, and I've said this before. When it comes to betas, especially a game that I'm really interested in, I tend to just stay away because I don't want to have that experience when I first play it. I want the first time I play that game, the first experience I have with that game, I want it to be a finished product or a presentable product that's in a state that's finished for the for lack of better terms, right? Because these games, are they ever truly finished? Or always adding on and updating and changing, right? But when it's in a beta state, um, especially for fighting games, guys, it's going to change. It's going to change. Mechanics might get completely reworked. Moves might be some special moves might be tweaked or changed, or it's just not the same. And look, It's not to say that I'm not interested in it at all. I just don't want to play it. I want to learn the game at a pace where I know it's going to stay and start building up and just and take it from there. Now, is there some benefits to getting the game early access and playing it in the beta? Yeah, of course there is. You know, you have more experience to know and have a mindset of how it functions. But that's fine with me. I don't have to be that person that has to play it right away and start winning games. I'm willing to learn when the game comes out, and I am do plan on seeing all of the other, Street Fighter streamers play the game. And I'm sure there will. I'm sure you're gonna see Brian F and Punk and Arturo and Spooky and everybody else that's in the Street Fighter scene to be streaming it. And I'm excited. I want to see what this game is about. I was having a conversation with my friends over the weekend, and some of them are, they asked me how I feel about it, and I'm still kind of up in the air about the whole the that the aesthetics of that looks like that hyper realism to it. I'm not completely sold, but again, I'm pretty sure once I get my hands on the game and I'm looking at the game and actually playing it, that's all gonna just fade away to the background. Because I've always been, I mean, that's always how I've been when it comes to fighting games. Is yeah, it can look pretty. Especially your Guilty Gears, they look phenomenal, right? You're anything from Arc System basically, but at the end of the day, when you look at the game, is I'm looking at my character, the space between the two characters, and then my opponent's character. That's what I'm always focusing on. I'm not looking at the background. I'm not looking at how pretty or the little details of how how this looks when it's coming out. I mean, if I'm looking at anything, it's the at the vantage point of how does it looks when this move is going to come out, or what's active, or what's a tell to know when this move is going to come out. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking at how pretty it is. So that just all disappears. Now, do you want it to be super catching of the eye for the spectator? Of course, you want that to be very pretty, right? But I've always been, when I'm participating in a fighting game, all the graphics just disappear. Does it run smooth? And can I play the game? And can I just focus on that without being any distractions? Of course. So with the beta around the corner, I'm thinking they're gonna have this beta coming out. I wouldn't be surprised if they have another one sometime in November, or if they have another one in November, December, January, and then maybe have the final product release. If I was gonna say, guys, with the betas already starting to come out, I would say this is probably gonna have a February release date. Now, there's a lot of games already coming out in February, which that have been pushed off from 2022 and 2023. And I'm not talking about just fighting games, but other just games either from like Square Enix. I think Forspoken's coming out. There's some other stuff, guys. I can't rattle them off the top of my head, but I know February is going to be is a date where a lot of stuff from 2022 got pushed back to, which is fine with me. I don't care. Also, tinfoil hat, guys. I'm thinking this is Capcom saying, all right, you know, March usually tends to be the beginning of the fiscal year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they release it in February just to get their numbers up for the end of the 2022 fiscal year, and then going strong into the 2023 year. So possible, right? But yeah, with Street Fighter 6 beta, I would definitely plan on having my eyes glued to Twitch to see what's going on and learn. Street Fighter 5, you guys know I played a lot of Nakali. That's the only one I actually sat down with and stayed with. And so far, he doesn't seem to be coming out in Street Fighter 6, and I'm fine with that. Completely fine. It doesn't bother me. Nakali, I think his character model's cool. I like his moves. But at the end of the day, he's pretty unremarkable. I mean, visually, cool. I like that. But all the other, there's a ton of cool looking characters for sure, right? But Nakali just like even his story, he's like some sort of mud goat man, a mud man goat, and he showed up for a little bit and that was it. He's like the character everybody forgot about, and it sucks because you saw. I mean, Laura got a lot of play. Rashid got a lot of played. Fang, he got some play here and there, but Fang was always that kind of that oddball character. But that's what he was kind of known for. Nakali, he was just Okay, Devour Hour and Stubby Buns. I remember in some of the updates, they give you some developer thoughts on the characters every time they make a balance change. And I remember going into season 2, they're like, yeah, Nakali, we feel like he's in a good place, so we didn't really change much. And that's been like Nakali ever since then. It's like, okay, I mean, like in season 5, he kind of got some good stuff, but it wasn't enough for him to like be like legit badass. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a high caliber player, so there's no way. Even if Nakali got super buffed, I don't think I'd ever, go beyond, the platinum rank. And yes, I was platinum. But yeah, like I said, just seeing Akali in the hands of pro players. I mean, I've seen Phenom playing Akali early on, and then he shifted onto other players. Near the at the end, I've seen Punk pick up Nakali for a little bit, but he would always just play like NOBC with him and stuff like that. But yeah, he's just never a strong character, and that's fine. If he's not there, I have no problem because with Street Fighter 6, from what I've seen, I will be able to play Ken. I will be able to play Cammy. I would be able to play Guile. Guile is probably the one I want to sit down and actually play. And with Street Fighter 6 coming back around the corner, and I'm pretty sure Capcom's gonna have, no, don't mind the cat, guys. He's just adding extra in the background. With Street Fighter 6, I wouldn't be surprised if Capcom continues the trend of having character passes. I wouldn't be surprised. And I kind of hate that and like at the same time because I do like the whole, oh, who are they gonna bring now? Who are the next 4 characters for this season? That is kind of fun when you get together with your friends and just talk about it. It does bring, it does make for some good conversations. And with that being said, if Dudley comes back, if Dudley comes back, I will be hyped, 100%. I can't wait. So, yeah, and like again, like over this weekend, I was able to sit down with some of my friends and get their opinions on what they thought, and it's for the most part, I think it's positive. Maybe a few mixed reviews by my friends, but we'll see. We could just wait and see what happens. But with the beta test, I just hope it goes smooth. I hope the people that do play it leave that weekend, leave that experience in a positive light, and just have good things to say about it because I do feel the Street Fighter 6, this one is going to be in a lot better spot compared to Street Fighter 5. And you guys have heard me talk. I'll spare y'all, but you guys know what my thoughts were on the launch of Street Fighter 5. So with Street Fighter 6, I really just I have faith that this is going to be a lot better. And I can't wait. I'm excited, guys. And yeah, sound off, guys. Let me know what y'all think. What are your thoughts and expectations? How we doing? Sorry, guys. Oh, I do want to talk about. I have been playing Guilty Gear, guys. Guilty Gear Strive. I've been enjoying it. I've been having a blast. I've been playing as Leo Whitefang, and man, I was able to make it. Believe it or not, guys, I actually made it up to floor 9. I hung out there, got my ass beat, and I got knocked down to floor 8. Okay. And then I was hanging on floor 8, won some, lost some more, and then I got my ass knocked down to floor 7. So I mean, I'm learning the game, and I get sent back, dropped a couple of floors, but it's okay. I generally am enjoying Guilty Gear Strive, guys, and uh, it was all about me finding a character that I finally meshed with because I started off with Kai Kiske, but Kai just felt like I was just playing Street Fighter. It just too generic. I didn't care. I tried Ramlethal, but it just wasn't clicking either. And finally, when I tried out Leo, like things started lining up. And then, of course, I had some friends on Discord and some people on chat in Twitch chat come in and give me some pointers, and that really helped out. So I just want to say, guys, if you guys are kind of in a spot where you don't want to play Street Fighter anymore because you're just tired of it, give Guilty Gear a shot. Give Guilty Gear a shot. And once you start learning all the nuances and mechanics of it, it actually is a fun game. And I've been enjoying Strive. And I think I might have talked about this last week, guys, or the week before. But during CEO Taku, the tournament that happened 2 weeks ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, Arc System said that Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator will be getting rollback, and I think that's good news also because and I don't know how you guys feel if y'all go to the Guilty Gear Strive Reddit, but it is garbage. That Reddit is just they just talk about stuff that doesn't matter. They talk about what gender a character is or what their pronouns are. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Talk about talk about combo routes or things you want to see in the game or post some combos that you did or some wins that you pulled out or talk about that stuff. Now they won't talk about just bullshit like what are their pronouns, like who cares. And I was talking to my friend David about it. He's like, dude, just go to the dust loop, dude. If you want like solid information, go to the wiki. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I think that's gonna be the move to go because soon after Bridget came out, and they were all just talking about what that person is. I was like, okay, you know what? I am unsubbing from this brain dead sub from this subreddit because it was ridiculous. But uh, and I've also been seeing a lot of stuff on other Reddits and Twitter where people are talking about oh, you can't play Strive. It's a baby's game. It's all about Xrd, and they want to gatekeep. I'm like, who does that? Who has that mentality? Honestly, if you ask anybody who's a true fan of fighting games, and if you tell them another game's getting rollback, they'll probably say, "Oh, that's good. That's good. That's great, man. Get into fighting games, no matter what it is. Just get into it." When you start gatekeeping, it's like what? And I'm not saying gatekeeping as in don't let anybody in because X, Y, or Z. I'm just saying like look, if you're playing and you're a really good player and you beat other players up, it is what it is, right? But if you're gonna be that person that just talks down on other people, like you gatekeep in a sense of just being verbal or abusive or just being stupid because of what game they're playing, like what good does that do? Like think about it. You do you not want the fighting game community to grow, whether it's a different game, like, and you're gonna gatekeep them that way by just being a by just talking, like really that's the way to do it? No, if you're gonna gatekeep somebody, do it by like keep beating the shit out of them out of floor 10 or stuff like that. Gatekeep them like that, like by playing games. But that's what you gotta deal with, right now, guys? It's ridiculous. So I was on Twitch the other day. I was actually just not streaming, but I was actually there just as a viewer. I was watching just somebody just do some stuff. I think I was watching Brian F or something, and I was gonna just type in something and say hello, whatever. And I noticed I saw this little icon, this little chevron pointing up, and I was like, "What is this?" All right. So I clicked on it, and guys, I want to say this is probably part of the whole Twitch discussion lately, where a lot of the bigger partners of Twitch are upset because of, I guess, how the money is being divided. I did not any look into this at any way, shape, fashion, or form, but just from hearing things here and there, some partners have a 70-30 split in their favor. Some of them have a 50-50 split. If you ask me, that the majority of the split should be towards the content creator. They're the one who's doing the content. They're the one who's bringing names in who are getting subs. They should get the bulk of the money. That's me personally. That's what I think. Yes, is there, does it take money and manpower to run the servers? Yes, but if you don't have anybody there to watch it and you don't have people there to put eyeballs on your platform, what are you gonna do, right? So I generally do believe as a content creator myself too, right? I mean, I'm not saying it's great, but I do podcasts, I do streaming, and again, guys, I don't have any illusions of grandeur. But when you do have the big names, and you know who they are, right? Pay them people, pay them. They're bringing people to your platform. Especially now where I think YouTube is gonna start getting is gonna gear up to getting into that same venue, and YouTube is a Goliath. It is huge. It is massive. If YouTube can actually find a way to have it close of an interface to Twitch as possible, I think it's going to help them a lot, because I think that's the only problem that YouTube has, is that they're mostly of a video mindset, which is fine, right? Because that's what made them what they are. But if they can start making the streaming part, the streaming branch of their platform more user friendly, more kind of like Twitch is, I wouldn't be surprised if that starts taking off. I mean, we've seen other streamer platforms come and go. I think we've seen Mixer. Mixer's like the only one I could really think of that kind of came and then went. Twitch has always kind of been the big dog. But I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube can find can learn how to make it just more frictionless and make it better for the user experience. I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes the go-to platform for streaming. And you've seen some bigger names leave Twitch to go onto YouTube. I mean, you guys have seen it. I don't have to name any names, but when Twitch does that, I really do feel like the higher ups are out of touch with what it is, are out of touch with the community that made Twitch great in the first place. Don't be wrong, it's, I know Twitch is, they got bought out by Amazon, and I don't always agree with what Amazon does with their practices and businesses. But at the end of the day, I do like Twitch. I do enjoy it. I do like the platform. And when I go there, guys, I want to be 100% with you guys. When I go on Twitch, I go just to see my friends stream. I like to see friend of friends stream. I like to see the people who have 15 viewers, 20 viewers. That's what I care for. See the small guy, the small girl, put out some content, play some video games, and just chit chat and actually connect with chat, with their fan base, and just have a good time playing. That's, to me, that's the appeal of it. Now, do I watch some big name people sometimes? Sometimes, I mean, I like to watch, fighting game tournaments. I like to watch NLBC when Spooky used to run it. And even then, they are not as big compared to these other big, and I'm talking about, there's some big names out there, guys, where they're bringing in 10,000, 15,000 views on a Sunday afternoon. There's some big names, some massive big names, but I'm not for that. I'll watch either the people who have maybe 1,000 because of a fighting game tournament, or the person that just wants to play games and just talk about it, and can actually connect with chat and actually have a conversation with them. Those are the people I like to support, and I like being part of that. So when I see them do stuff like this, taking money from the I won't say taking money, but I guess you can, right? If at the end of the day, if you look at it that way, but just not giving the content creator what they're due. I mean, because it takes a lot of work. If you want to put some, you got to find time, get the equipment, put your videos out there, make the clips, make the production, get the have all the interface. It takes time and effort to get up and running, guys. So, anyways, long story short, I noticed that when I went to go chat, they had this, like, again, I kind of went on a tangent here, guys. I'm really good at that. So they had this little up pointed chevron, right? And it said, it says, elevate your message for a fee, right? So they had different price ranges, right? But I'm going to give you the low end. So for I think it was $5. For $5, you can have your message elevated. I guess your message stay on chat longer for 30 seconds. So for $5, your message will stay on there locked in for 30 seconds. I'm like, $5 for 30 seconds. Like, I'll work too hard to give up $5 for 30 seconds to just, so I could see text hang out on a chat window. That's on the low end, right? On the high end, guys, all right? At the high end, you can spend $100 to have your message sit there for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Think about that, guys. Think about that. We're in a recession, right? Grocery bills are probably super high. Gas isn't as high as it was back in, in June, but gas is still up there, right? You got to pay for the rent. You probably haven't gotten a raise. We have inflation. And these assholes in Twitch got the idea that $100 should have your message stick around for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. For 150 seconds, they want to make $100. Like, really? Twitch, that's what you like? So, you know, when I say I think Twitch is a little out of touch with what they're doing, I think this is like pretty much proof, right? Like, who was going to spend that much money? Now, we all know there is pretty girls out there who will get in tiny bikinis and do yoga, who will hang out in hot tubs, who will do body paint and put out quality content, and they will get a bunch of guys and throwing money at them. We know that we know those simps exist. We know they exist, guys. Okay. And I'm not justifying that, this is a good reason to add that feature, but you really think someone's gonna have, be in the right mindset and be like, you know what, I'm gonna spend $100 so I can have a message out there. Now, will some of this money go to the content creator? Maybe. I didn't read up on it, guys. So I don't know how much of a cut does a content creator get out of this, but I mean, Twitch already has bits. You guys know what bits are? It's basically Twitch bucks. You pay, yeah, and I'm guilty of this, right? I've gotten bits before where you pay X amount of dollars to turn money into bits, so you could give it to your your favorite content creator. You could cheer them on and whatever, and it's fun. It's fun, and I've done that before. Okay, I have no problem doing that with that because it's peanuts. If at the end of the day it's peanuts, and if it just makes the interaction that much more funner, and it helps out the content creator, fine. But at this much, this chunk of change, man, at $100, like, where do you think the money's gonna be split, guys? You think it's still gonna be 50-50? You think it's gonna still be 70-30? You think Twitch is gonna disclose that amount? I don't know. It's very possible. I have to look into it. But I would just see that and I was like, man, what are you guys thinking? And of course, they're gonna bombard the shit out of you with ads. You guys already know that. Like, I actually went in there. And I had ads running for a while because I was like, you know what, I get a little extra revenue on the side, whatever. But then I realized, you know what, Rick, I'm not here for the money. I shut that shit off. I did, guys. So if you guys still get hit by that, it's probably on the Amazon side or on the Twitch side. So yeah, I just got like, I was like, whatever. At first I thought I was like, okay, this might be cool, a little extra revenue. But it's like, no. It's I'd rather. Look. You could guys ask me later if some weird reason I ever make it big or whatever. Maybe. Yeah, let them run. Who cares? But right now, with such a small like base of followers, like the last thing I want to do is alienate them and push them off with that. No. I'd rather let it. If it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow. I don't want to be that person that buys followers, that buys viewers. But I don't want to be that person. Not at all. If something grows, it's because it's organic. That's why, by word of mouth, and people just like coming out to hang out for the content that I put out, for the person that I am, and that's it. And if you don't like it, that's fine. It's not for you. If you like it, just tell your friend and hang out and say hi. Because honestly, at the end of the day, guys, that's what I like to do about streaming. I like to play, and I say this every time I finish streaming, guys, if you guys are in there. But I love to play video games. I do. But when I get to share that with other friends that like it and have a good time, that makes it that much more better. It's just a better experience with other people that are also into the same things that you are. And if you think about it, guys, if you honestly think about it, when you see Mona's here, when you see 10 people, 5 people, one other person just watching you play a video game, like, think about it, guys. There is 1, 5, 10, X amount of other people taking time out of their busy day to sit down and watch you play and interact with you. Like, think about that. That should be humbling. You know, and I always just get like triggered, and it chews me up when I see these bigger guys just like, whatever, like become like numb to the people that are supporting them. It's like these are the people that help you get in the position you are. Like, why would you like? I don't know. I guess when you become that big, you just become callous to it, or just don't care anymore. I don't know. I don't like that. I figured, man, you be grateful for every person that's there to support you because you just never know when they're gonna be gone. Honestly, you just don't know. You don't know. But yeah, seeing what Twitch has been doing with the whole elevate your message, I just find like, man, dude, they're just another way to pull you from your money. I get it. It's a business. It's a business, right? They gotta make more, but it's just, man, like, give something. I don't know. Give something. It doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. Between the subs, you know, they have 3 tiers of subs, bits. Now this elevate your message. It's insane, guys. Donate. Oh, you already got donations anyway. Going back to betas. Not a beta, bitch. Guilty Gear Strive. They're gonna have a cross-play beta test. Excuse me, guys. Coming up October 13th through the 17th. So not this weekend, but the weekend after. The weekend I'm on vacation. Try it out, guys. If you're into fighting games, guys, and you want to play Guilty Gear, I actually went to their homepage to get some more information on this. Even if you don't own the game, you can download it. That's Mona. You could download it and play for free. They'll give you access to every character, and you can play for free during the beta. They want everybody in to jump in there. I think this is wonderful. I think this is great. I think this is the next level that fighting games need to be at. I've said this 100 times, guys, and I'm sorry for saying this again, but I think this is very important. It needs to be known to everybody who is a fan of fighting games. Fighting games now, pandemic is done, but the consequences are still around, you know? And by the consequences, I mean the fact that online events have taken center stage. Yes, offline events are returning, and that's great. I love that. But online events are here to stay. And again, I think that's wonderful because I think there should be a balance between the two, between offline and online. And I find it ridiculous when people say, online does not carry the same weight as offline. Bullshit. You still got to play the game. You still got to be good. You still got to execute. Is there some different dynamics to it? Of course, 100%. That being said, with online being up there with offline events, it's important that games have a robust netcode. 100 times I've said that before. 100 times. 101 times I've said it before. You got to have that, guys. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R came out. They completely rehauled everything, balanced it, brought it up to 60 frames per second, added new characters, new modes. They brought it back from a PlayStation 3 game to a current gen game to, on Steam and everything. They did all that, but they didn't give it an online rollback netcode. It's like, why would you do that, guys? You're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you're going to spend all this money for this game to do that. And you don't want to spend the extra. I mean, you already gone this far. Get the online netcode, man. Make it play it. I've heard people talk about it. I've heard people that want to play it, and they can't because the rollback is hot garbage. That's ridiculous. There's no rhyme or reason or excuse for fighting games to not have that feature. That being said, with that being a must now, also I strongly believe, guys, that games have to be cross-platform, especially fighting games. They're so niche. They're so niche that you cannot divide your player base from PC only to PlayStation only to Xbox only, or just PlayStation to PC or PC to Xbox. You should have everything, all of them play, because the larger your pool of players are, the better. You'll have people playing and have someone to play, because I mean, I've seen games where there's only 94 people playing. Good luck trying to find a match. Like for real. I mean, I hate to say it, but there's games that do that have that because they don't have the crossplay. You gotta have that now. It's very important. With the whole online experience, you gotta bring it, man. You gotta bring your A game. You gotta throw the whole kitchen sink. You gotta have the rollback. You gotta have the crossplay. You gotta have everybody playing together because if not, your game will die. As great as it is, as fun as it is, if there's no one playing it, forget about it. And kudos to Arc System to go back and add this to Guilty Gear Strive because I know that was a concern when it first came out. I mean, fortunately, the game is fun and is a very strong IP and is very popular and has been sticking around. That's great, But with them going actually and going back and adding crossplay, that's gonna be better. And not only that though, but the fact that they added rollback to their older game to Exerd, that's also a good move, man. I mean, you take care of your community, man, for real. This community is so small. It's so small compared to these other games that you can't afford to lose them, man. You can't afford it. And like I said, I love fighting games. I think they've been it's one of my favorite genres. I preach about it. I wish all my friends were into it as much as I am and enjoyed it. And it's not for everybody, of course. I hear friends who say, "Man, I wish I had the hand-eye coordination, or I wish I had the patience. I wish I could just be fast." You can. It's hard, but you can. You just gotta play. How do you get good at push-ups? You do more push-ups. How do you get good at executing more moves? You execute more moves. You just gotta keep doing it. You're doing it, repetition, and get good at it. That's the only way you get good at. You could anything in life, guys. Anything in life. It doesn't necessarily be a fighting game, but just anything. You want to get good at it, do it some more. Do it some more. Now fine tune it, learn it, put it in a situation. Um, you guys know I love fighting games, guys. Yeah, I know that I love it. It's one of my favorite genres. So when I hear stuff like this, I'm just glad that this is coming, man. This is happening. So hopefully more future games will be fighting games. Will be having that just online netcode and crossplay because it's very important. It's very important. So I did want to go into a couple more things I want to talk about, guys. I don't know how true this is, but I did see somewhere that the Sony CEO Jim Ryan is flying to Europe to voice his concern about the Activision Blizzard / Microsoft deal. And I just kind of clicked around, guys. I didn't really look too far into the information, so it could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could be false. But let's just talk about this, guys. Let's just talk about this. Let's just say if this is true, right? Hypothetically, if this is true, if the CEO of Sony Interactive America is going over to, I forgot which country in Europe, to talk about his concern about the Activision Blizzard, because I think he said it before, where, and I'm paraphrasing, Microsoft having access to Call of Duty is going to change the sales of consoles. This is why do you think Microsoft bought them? Do you think they bought it so they could share it? They bought it so they can make money, so they could sell their stuff. They want to make monies. That's what it is. It's a business. If you're that concerned about it, that someone else is going to do something, why aren't you putting out that kind of content? You have all these studios. Why aren't you putting out games that do that? Good games, multiplayer games. I mean, we all know Sony has strong first person or one player story narrative driven games. We all know they're good. They're fun, right? Why can't they do that on the multiplayer side? Last time I checked, you can make first person shooters, or it just I don't understand that. I don't see the logic, and it's still going. I part of me says I want the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal to go. I want it to happen. To see what I want to see Sony squirm. See what they're gonna do. Still on the subject of Sony, guys. Different part, but I did see, again, rumor mills, that Horizon Zero Dawn might be getting a remaster for PlayStation 5. I think I would say it's probably because of the you guys might have heard of it. I might have mentioned it that they are also doing that Netflix is also doing a live action adaptation of Horizon Zero Dawn. I guess they're going to be streaming a series or something. Are they going to go hand in hand? Is that what they want? Kind of like, they want the momentum of, the remaster just came out and now you can watch the show. Kind of like what they're doing with Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Cool. I'm not going to watch the show. I don't care for the series. But a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn, again, this could be rumor, right? But would you put it beyond Sony for them to do that? Do you think that they will grab a game from 2017 and remaster it for the PlayStation 5? I think they would. I wouldn't be surprised if they would. You guys know where I'm going with this, right? I mean, especially with the Last of Us remaster coming out. Does it look pretty? It looks pretty. I'll give you that. But beyond, once you go skin deep, what is there? It's the same game. Okay, fine. So what do we if they go through with this? What are we expecting to see? Maybe some more of Aloy's hair look more lifelike. Maybe you can see more of her facial features. Maybe some more reflective sunbeams of, coming over the horizon. Okay. What does that add for the game? Is she still gonna talk about how to solve the puzzle every 5 seconds? Is the game still gonna ask you to go do errand quests here and there? Is the game still gonna be screen full of little indicators of what to collect and where to go to your objective? Cool. All right. Now, me being a Souls fan, why isn't Bloodborne Why is it okay? Look, I'm gonna give you a very biased angle here, guys. But I'm gonna be 100. But I'm being 100% upfront. Okay. Why isn't Bloodborne getting this? It's a really really good game. And I've said this before. If you like Souls games, play Bloodborne. And if you haven't, you're doing yourself a disservice. You really are. Okay. Why isn't that game getting the remaster, deservingly so, with the success of Elden Ring? The success of Elden Ring, why wouldn't Bloodborne get that? Think about it, guys. Think about it. How big has Elden Ring been? It's been up to so far. It's been the best-selling game of 2022. That's going to change when Call of Duty comes out. We all know that. It's what's going to happen. We know that every year it's Call of Duty. But up to right now, Elden Ring has been the best-selling game. Why not grab that momentum? And I've had so many conversations with friends talk about Elden Ring. I've seen so many videos on the lore of Elden Ring. Okay, and I know I'm going back to Elden Ring. I'm harping on it, right? But you've heard all this buzz, all this just it's been something unique, right, with Elden Ring. Where was that with Horizon Forbidden West? Honestly, guys. And yes, I'm coming from the angle of a very biased, pro FromSoft angle here. But where was all that when it came to Horizon Forbidden West? Where was it? Honestly, guys, I know friends, okay, firsthand. I have talked to them who said, yeah, I played it, but I just couldn't finish it. Or I played it, but, I kind of just, it was okay. I kind of want to go back, but I kind of put it down. I've not, I mean, I've seen very few people say, yeah, Elden Ring is kind of just, yeah, put it down. It wasn't fun. No. When people get into Elden Ring, they're like, yeah, they either freaking loved it or they just weren't into Souls games to begin with, and understandably so, right? But just if this rumor is true, why? You just had Forbidden West come out in February. Who wants this? Who wants this? Again, I think that's Sony just being Sony. I think they just like to flex. Like, yeah, we're just gonna remaster it just to show you what our console can do. And don't get me wrong, the console's nice. The console's nice if that's the only thing you have access to, for sure. But no, no. Um, a couple other things I want to talk about, guys, before we wrap it up. And I wrote about it. I talked about it briefly last episode about October releases, and there was some that I missed. It was, I think in October on the PlayStation side, right? We're having, I think it was like Sackboy's Big Road Adventure. Sorry guys, I don't play Sony exclusive games that much. So I don't know. So I think it's like Sackboy something, and the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection coming out to PC. Coming out to PC. Good for Sony. Bring out more of your stuff to PC. Again, I am not a video game developer, so I don't, and I'm ignorant of how it works, right? But you would figure with these games coming out, have a simultaneous release on PC. Like, what do you tend to accomplish when people are still struggling to get a PlayStation 5? Mind you, it's been out since November 2020. I could be wrong. November 2020, guys. It's been out that long. Still not ready available. And we have talked about it before, where if you are unlucky to not be in the US region, the prices of the PlayStation will be going up per Sony. We know that, okay? With that being said, why doesn't Sony release their exclusives also on PC? Like, think about it. Why are you shortchanging yourself? Oh, so you could spend extra money to get a console? But what good is it if they can't even get the console? Or if it's out of their price range? I mean, that's just money they're leaving on the table. Release it on PC. Do it. If this is... Play has no limits, but you're limited to the access to getting a PlayStation. Like, what's the point? You want everybody to play your games. There are routes to go through to have that happen. I don't understand it. I would be more willing, more acceptance of PlayStation, of first party PlayStation games if I could get them on PC. That's just me, 100%. You know, I would be more inclined to purchase Ragnarok if I could get it on the PC. I don't want to play on the PlayStation. The PlayStation's fine, but I don't care for it. I don't want to hook it up. You see, look at the background. If you guys are watching the video right on the YouTube, you see that right there, that white square? That's where it's at. It hasn't been hooked up to my PC for streaming in a while now, since I purchased Elden Ring on console. I haven't not played it. And I have 3 games. I have 3 games for that console: Demon Souls, Elden Ring, Tales of Arise. Those are the only 3 games I have on that console. So don't tell me your exclusives are going to want to make me buy that console. Because, you know what? I have it because, I want to get access to stuff. But it's not going to be the end-all, be-all. I could live without these 3 games, to tell you the truth. I'll be fine. I could get them in other ways. Minus Demon Souls. But, you know what? I could live without Demon Souls. I don't get it. Sony, don't wait 3 years to put your stuff on PC. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's a community of modders that have a great time. I mean, you saw when I named it earlier, guys, with the whole on Steam Deck in the month of September, Marvel Spider-Man on Steam Deck. People are enjoying it. You guys seen the Kermit the Frog mod that they have on there? It's ridiculous. It's funny. I don't know why they don't lean into that, man. I don't know. It's ridiculous. A couple other things I want to talk about, guys, but of course, the second I'm here recording, I totally forget. Yes. One last thing, guys. One last thing I want to talk about, right? And I was able to sit down with my buddy Travis and chit-chat a little bit about this. And other people too. I'm always asking my Discord what they think about video games and everything. October Big releases. Tomorrow, October 4th, we'll be seeing Overwatch 2. They'll be going free to play. They will be going free to play. Oh, did I not write this down? Did I not? I did write it down, but it was I forgot to talk about it last week. We're going free to play, right? But all accounts will require a phone number. Maybe I did go over this. All accounts will require a phone number to log in, and they may record some of the voice chat to protect the community from assholes. Okay. Do you guys think of the corporation that is Activision Blizzard? Do you think they're gonna have your best interest in mind and they're gonna just record it just to protect you? Do you honestly believe that they're gonna have your best interest and that's what they want to do? They're gonna, we don't want nobody getting hurt. People say mean things out there, and we're gonna record it so we can, protect you. Or you think they might, there's a lot of chatter about this kind of mode, or there's a lot of chatter about this kind of skins, or there's chatter that people are asking for this kind of character, and maybe we should. What do you think they're gonna use it for, guys? I know this sounds tinfoil hat, but think about it, guys. You really think they're gonna have your best interest in heart? Will they use it to get rid of some, the jerks that, that give death threats and say things that are just very obscene? I'm sure they will. But you think that's the only going to use it for that? Having access to your phone number? What do you guys think about that, guys? What do you think about that? I just, and I was having a conversation with my friend Shane, and we talked about it previously on the podcast, that your information is out there, guys. It's how bad you want it. How much more information do you want to put out there? And I'm guilty of it, guys, right? I've gone through some parts where I just click through the user agreement and agree, I'm in. But how much of that do you want to put out? What is necessary? Is it for a game? Is that worth it? Do you want to put it with this company that's been known to do this kind of stuff? Where they have, some... the way they treat their employees, you want that? How they monetize things? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But honestly, no, I know how I feel about that. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. I don't plan on getting it, even though it's free to play. I don't care. I'm not going to support this business model. I don't like free to play, because when they say free to play, why is there a $40 watch pack? Why? Oh, they got to make their money. Yeah, that's how they're going to do it. They just want it to make money. They're not going to... What do you think? They're going to support the developers? They're going to give them a cut? No. They're probably contracted. You know how their pricing works? No. I mean, just think about it, guys. I hate to say, do this, do that. But just think about it, guys. Think about it long and hard. Is it worth it? Do you want to put your information out there? Do you want to support this kind of business model? Free to play doesn't mean, well, that's okay, and then I just support them by throwing a couple bucks. If you're gonna support something you like, like that has a good record, that's worthy of your time and money. All right, that's all I'm saying, guys. I'm not telling you what to do and not to do, but just think about it long and hard. Are they worth it? Is it worth it? Are they deserving for all the stuff that they've done, for all the things that you heard? And especially with Diablo 4 coming out and the way they're going to monetize that and how they're going to try to squeeze you for all your nickels and dimes and your money. Think about it, guys. Is it worth it? Or does it sometimes have to let it go? Regardless of how much you enjoyed it, the memories you've had before in the past. Maybe it changes so much that it's not what it once was, what you want it to be. You have some good memories with it before, but then it just changes, gets perverted, turns into a business. And I think that's the problem, guys. It's been a business. There's no love for the games. And I'm guilty of it, guys. I've done it before. But just think long and hard, guys. Don't give up your information, guys. Be very protective of it, because you just don't know when it's going to come and get you. I want to end this on a happy note, okay? Guys, take care of yourselves. Have a good time. play some video games, laugh, enjoy, go outside, touch some grass, get some fresh air. It's October. It's getting nice and fresh outside. So, take a break. Don't always be looking at monitors, at screens, at your TikToks, at your YouTubes. Go outside. Get some fresh air. See some friends. Because you just never know. You just never know, guys. Don't get too wrapped up in something where all you become is just a listener to all the chattering in your skull. Don't be that, guys. Go out. Have a good time. I love y'all. Thank you for listening. I hope to see y'all next week. Take care of yourselves and the people around you because you just never know. I love y'all and goodbye.